a mother, a friend, a grandmother, a co-worker, an aunt, a great-grandmother, a defender, an advocate, a teacher, a student. Eleanor Bonner was all these and more. One thing that ties all these descriptions together is the word caring. Eleanor, my mom, cared. Most of my memories of her were her caring for others, being selfless. Some may have seen her as a worrywart. What is worry other than caring? Some of my earliest memories were of her holding my hand across the street or making me go into the women's restroom, both of which were embarrassing for, a little cuss like myself. These early memories all the way to the later years of her life when she worked as a social care worker, I realized that she cared. I even believe that she would still be doing that kind of work today if she could. She didn't do this kind of work because of the great pay. I feel she did this kind of work because she loved it. Working with people, for the betterment of society. She especially loved helping both the physically and mentally disabled, as well as helping the elderly. Sometimes her clients were younger than herself, elderly but younger than her. She also loved working with children when she had her job at the Children's Museum. She really loved that. She loved being around people. Although many people probably thought she was shy or an introvert, maybe stuck up. She was eccentric, that's true. A beatnik, a hippie, rolled into one. And it did take a bit to crack open her shell, not because she was shy, but because she waited for the right opportunities to make conversation. Because of her caring soul, she didn't want to butt in, so instead she was a great listener. I can recall being at her house many a times when the phone would ring, and a friend would call her, and although she loved to hear from friends, I would hear the voice on the other end of the phone more than her speaking. Remember, listening is caring. If you care for friends or people in general, listen to them. This is something that many young people, especially myself, need to work on. I hope that if I live to the age of my mom, that I will improve on that gift. There were times that she would shut people out, especially if she felt that they were using her, didn't respect her, or insulted her. She didn't like cliques. And so a lot of the time she would avoid those kind of crowds. Most of the time it was a tough love kind of thing, a silent treatment, but it usually was short and rare. Yet I do recall her divesting stock from many companies because of bad customer service or broader political or social reasons. She'd wait on an elevator because she didn't want to intrude on a conversation. Offer someone her seat on the bus if they looked weary or had a load of groceries or a child in arms. She definitely knew it was hard to do either. When I was a toddler, she raised me as a single parent without a car. She'd often take me with her to her hotel desk clerk job when she didn't have a babysitter. I'd be asleep behind the front desk when she'd get off, and she'd carry me for a mile home. If we were shopping, I remember managing a gallon of milk while she carried all the other sacks. Always double bagged in case I were to break. When I was a little older, until I was a teenager, she would have a pile of vitamins, minerals, and herbal supplements waiting for me before I went to school. If I had friends that stayed the night, they also got that same treatment. That's Aside from an almost addiction to vitamins, she also collected lots of things. Not usually for herself, but for others, especially clothes that she thought others in the family or friends might like. Even if the clothes weren't the latest fad, she had a vision that they'd come back into style someday and they would want it. And you know what? She was right a lot of the time. In fact, the other day, my wife was looking at some shoes and she's like, "This is the latest thing, right?" She collected things that people would like to read, clippings of articles from the Whatcom Watch or Cascadia Weekly, or a ton of other publications that she read. She wasn't at the Peace Vigil each week. She was doing something that was of worth to the community. Volunteering to get signatures for petitions, attending lectures or film festivals to expand her knowledge of the way the world works, and what she could do on her part to make it better. Writing letters to her congressman, or sometimes showing up at his office to let Mr. Larson know that it's we the people that he works for. My mom, your friend, Eleanor Agnes Bonner, cared for so much. I often think about why someone so good would have to be taken from us. And then I think, maybe she was too good for this world, and the higher power needed her in the next one. And sometimes I think maybe she checked out of this hotel we call life just in time before the hit the fan. Yet I have to carry on where she left off, even as screwed as the world seems. I'm not half the activist that she was, but I try, and I can only get better. She's taught me and my wife a lot, and we want to make her proud. Mom, you live in us, and because you cared, we are who we are today. We love you, and you will never be far from our thoughts, and always in our hearts. Thank you.